Welcome to Badass Banking. I'm Brian Claggett, and today I'm with Amanda Thomas. Amanda is the president and founder of TwoScore, not FoursCore, but TwoScore. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I mean, I'm just glad that people are willing to participate in this weird experience. Tell me about TwoScore.
We are a boutique marketing firm that serves credit unions in the small and medium-sized space in the industry.
What would small be for you?
Our smallest credit union that we've ever done work for was $12 million in assets.
Wow. That wasn't Georgetown Credit Union, was it?
No, it was a credit union in Virginia, actually. But there's a lot of them, especially like school credit unions, the seg-based credit unions, especially single seg. There's a lot of smaller ones out there, but we do work with credit unions up to about 250 million in assets. There are some credit unions out there that they like the small feel, even though they're larger in asset size. So it has to be it's more of a cultural fit at this point.
Yep. Yeah, no, I get it. And so your biggest is right around 250?
Yes.
Okay. And so how many clients you're working with today, roughly?
We have about 25 across the country, but this time of year we always get an influx. So we've got 3 that we're working deals with right now, and it falls always a busy time. And then we're getting into strategic planning session, which this year specifically is like, what's strategic planning look like right now?
Yeah. What are you seeing? What have you seen with the 2020 budgets with most of your clients? Have you seen them kind of just like go out the window because of COVID, or are they are they staying the course on their budgets?
They are all staying the course. And I think, it's a tribute to the relationship that we have with our clients. They hired us to be the strategists. And I think that they really liked the fact that they could lean on us, because they knew that we were the ones like working all the extra hours. Like, what do we do during this time? We armed ourselves with as much information as we possibly could from financial space, the financial industry, and then outside the financial industry on trends. And I think the first 2 or 3 weeks we had credit unions like, oh, we don't want to do anything right now. And then that quickly faded, and most of our credit unions have had the best years they've ever had this year.
Wow. Well, that's good to hear. I mean, I know some business people that are saying the same thing, even outside the industry. There are a lot of people suffering, no doubt about it, but there are some that are doing okay. When it comes to the financial services industry, I'm a little worried about what I call turbo lag, right? Right now there's a boost in some activities, but I think we're going to pay the piper later on. Personally, I think we've got non-performing loans that are going to sneak up on us. And, in the banking industry, there's commercial real estate kind of has me concerned, but hopefully, we'll pull through this okay. So what are some of the biggest challenges that you're seeing that your clients, or even just credit unions in general, are having today?
Well, the income thing is a big deal because people aren't out as shopping as much. And so we've got credit unions saying they've spent 30, 40, 50,000 on PPE that they weren't budgeting for. And especially in the small credit union space, their budgets were already very low. So there's the budgetary thing, there's the decrease in interchange from people spending, things like that. Honestly, I think the biggest thing that's affecting every business, credit unions aside, is the fact that everybody's burned out. Everybody is just completely wiped out. They have no motivation. Their creativity is just on the floor. And, bringing it back to credit unions, I have credit union clients who I talk to every couple weeks, and they said, I can't get my employees to do anything. We've given them bonuses, we buy lunch for them, we do everything we can. I mean, we can't help that they have to be here now, given the fact that, they've got kids trying to do e-learning at home. Like, they're trying to navigate this. And so they're having a lot of, I think, not just credit union employees, but I think a lot of employees that have had to come back to work are bringing a lot of grump with them. And so they're seeing, I think that's the biggest thing that's affecting a lot of the credit union. Well, and all companies really.
Yeah, you're the first one to bring up burnout, and I'm glad you did, because I think it's something that a lot of us kind of feel. I know it's hard for my family. I've got my 23-year-old daughter's working from the house.
I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
at her own apartment in Richmond, and she's here instead saying, "Dad, quiet, I'm on a call." She's got the entire, we have like a rec room, so she's got the entire rec room, but she's migrating from room to room throughout the day. And
okay,
she's working on weekends. She's like a young professional woman, and she's working double time right now. I mean,
hustling.
she's a recruiter in the HR industry. And then my son is a senior at VCU, and he just went back, thank God. But I had him, my empty nest was a full nest all over again. So that was traumatic for me. But that's nothing. That's nothing compared to some of the stress people feel. And there is burnout. We're tired of just bad news. We're tired of all news because it's all political infighting, a lot of crap going on out there. I've got I follow a woman on Twitter. Her name is Dr. Julie Gerner, and she's a psychologist, from what I can tell, PhD. I'm going to get her. Actually, maybe she's in India. I don't know. I'm going to get her on this show and have her talk about burnout, because it's a problem, and keeping people motivated right now is hard to do. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm doing this, because it helps me and helps me connect with some other people and talk to them. Do you think COVID's going to have a prolonged impact on the industry?
I do. I think it's going to have a prolonged impact on the industry because credit unions are in the people business. Like, in the credit unions, especially like back office people, CFOs, things like that, they think that they're in the buying and selling money business, but we're in the human business. We make stuff happen for people. And because we're all humans and we're going through this experience together and everyone's burned out, and the longer this goes on, I think that and I was talking with my friend Dan about this the other day. He's an emotional intelligence coach in the workspace. And we actually had him on we started doing monthly client calls for all of our clients. We got we get them together on a Zoom. And we've been talking a lot about like marketing post-COVID and technologies and things like that. We did one last month focused completely on just emotions in the workplace. And we spent a lot of time talking about burnout. And he and I've talked a lot offline. I think that the mental health implications from all of this is going to be something that affects the credit union industry. I don't know how, but again, we're in a human business, and if us as a human race is not doing well mentally, it's all that, then it's going to have an impact on the industry. I just don't know what it's going to be yet.
Yeah, and I don't think we've felt the full impact yet either, mentally or financially. And financial wellness and mental wellness go together, hand in hand. I'm on the board of a nonprofit in Hampton Roads, the Center for Child and Family Services, and we can show that correlation. So yeah, there's going to be a long-term impact. That's my feeling as well. How about the technology that credit unions are bringing to the table? You think this is going to push them more into digital sooner and faster?
I hope, with like everything that I have, like crossing every finger and toe that I have, I hope that it does. I say this with as much love in my heart as I possibly can. I love credit unions. That's why I do what I do. There are some credit unions out there, some of them that we work with, and we've given them every recommendation to do it. They still don't have a loan application, like an online loan application. They still have a PDF on their website that they require people to fill out and send in. And I think technology going forward is going to be what makes or breaks a credit union having to merge, because it's not sustaining itself.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's true of the community banking space too. It's not just a credit union thing. It's true with a lot of businesses. If they aren't removing the chores and the hurdles of doing the task that's required of that customer, or even the backroom stuff, which impacts the front line experience, they're going to be at risk. We are all, as burnt out as we are, we're all still very busy. Sometimes we're just busy overthinking things or over worrying. But when it comes to banking, we want it done, and we want it done quickly, and we want it done on our terms. I just had an episode with a very large financial institution requiring some PDFs, and I'm like, this is crazy. I don't even want to have a printer anymore. I'm semi-retired. Where am I going to go to print something?
Yeah.
And a print cartridge is like $80. So yeah, there's going to be some prolonged impacts that'll hopefully digital will get ramped up. I truly believe it will. Is there a brand, be it a bank or credit union or fintech, or even a non-banking-ish brand that you really admire, and why?
It's definitely non-banking-ish brand, because I just read brand and I went completely in a different direction. I love champagne, but the reason I love this specific champagne is because it's Veuve Clicquot, and it's the one that, like, if you say champagne, it's like the one that everybody knows. It's the yellow label. And, you know, the part of me is like, I don't want to like a big brand like that. I want to support the small one. But I'm telling you what, their brand story is amazing. I went to Champagne France last year after my husband got back from deployment. We took a long vacation together to, you know, just decompress. And Veuve Clicquot means widow Clicquot, and she was 27 when her husband died, and she didn't want to have to give this champagne house up of her husband's, who she adored him, so she took it on herself, didn't know what she was doing, and she just took a pioneering approach to the champagne industry, was the first one to export and get champagne on the map globally. And they, ever since that, she was kind of like the first girl boss in the world. And
there you go.
They support female entrepreneurs to this day. They have foundations, and they do a lot of things across the globe to support emerging small businesses that are female led. And that part of the brand story really stuck with me. Plus the champagne's really good.
Yeah, no, the girl boss thing I know resonates with you because I see the content you put out there. So that makes perfect sense. I'm wondering if the financial services industry ought to be tapping into that girl boss concept more. It seems to me if I were like a small business lender, you know, that would be a very interesting niche to really push, right?
It would be. I think kind of to just piggyback on that, I would love to see financial institutions more think less about, well, we have to follow this policy, and I get it. There's regulations out the wazoo that we have to follow. I get it. But I see credit unions and banks focused every day on, well, we have to do it this way, and this is our process. And they forget that they are themselves consumers, and they don't think about their brand experience from the consumer perspective. There's so much opportunity to take what you love from all these other brands and build an experience that is tailored to the people that you're serving, and it makes them so much more excited to do business with you.
Yeah, tailored to behavior that makes sense, and also create a unique experience at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, if we learn to look outside our industry, I think you're right. There are nuances that we can pull from other industries and assert into our own experiences and our own operations. I think the biggest challenge for banking is the back office stuff that's occurring that creates all the hurdles of the customer experience for the front line. I think being a frontline employee in the average financial institution is awkward at best. They've got all these rules, and I get it. You need the rules, you need compliance, you need regulatory, things out there, but there are all these operational hurdles being created that have that impact, and the front line becomes numb to them after a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah, look outside the industry. What do you have planned over the next few months? Anything exciting going on at the company?
Yeah, we just launched a major project called Score 122, which is something completely outside of the scope of doing marketing work for credit unions. We always, in my mind, have held up the pom-poms to keep credit unions going, to help give them inspiration and leadership and motivation and be their cheerleader. And I've heard that from my clients. I didn't just make that up. My credit union clients have always said, like, every time we get to talk to you, we just get that shot in the arm that we need to continue leading in the way that we need to lead. And this year, I've heard so many people say, I just want 2020 to be over. I want to start fresh. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, that's 4 months that you're wishing away, that you could actually do something really awesome. And kind of to piggyback on what we were talking about earlier with the burnout thing, we launched this program. It's called Score 22, and it's basically how to set and achieve 4 goals over the next 4 months of the year, which the last 4 months of the year, which is 122 days. And individuals at credit unions can buy a membership to it. It's $149. There's 3 different levels, or entire credit union teams can purchase them too. We just launched it last week. We're like super into like promotion mode and getting people signed up for it, but it's the biggest non-credit union marketing program we've ever launched. I've been very, very excited about. We've been working on it for months. And so yeah, there's a lot we've pivoted a lot this year, and that's the space, the motivation and leadership space is something that's very near and dear to my heart. And I think that we'll probably be doing more of it going forward because as this COVID situation continues.
Yeah, I think pivot's the word of the year. You know,
Yes.
pivoting is what we're all doing, personally and professionally. Well, Amanda, I appreciate everything you brought to the table today. I wish you the best of luck. I'm going to put your contact info down here somewhere, or maybe up there. I don't know. It's going to be somewhere in this video. So send me a link to your latest endeavor so I can put it in there. And for those of you watching, please like, dislike, comment, say nice things, bad things. I don't care, because this is about collaboration. And that's about it. So, Amanda, thank you very much.
Thanks, Brian. Take care.